guys jump in and tell everyone what it's all about.
Cool. Start us off, Jennifer.
Okay, sounds good. So when I first wanted to like kind of create a balancing effect, I definitely was inspired by like tensegrity, balance, also a lot of these balancing effects, but I never found one where you could balance borrowed objects and do it in a close-up manner. So what the basic effect is someone takes out a card, it could be like a debit card, an ID card, and you balance a selected playing card on top of that in an impossible way. And then you can borrow $1 from them, fold it up, balance that on top of the card, and then you can put a card case on top. You can put whatever you want, basically, on the structure.
Yeah, because basically with Stasis, the big jump is that like any kind of cool balancing effect, there's usually lighting restrictions or like it's very set up or so we with Jammer we created something that was like able to be done like you said close up, ready to go, like a very simple gimmick. Like it took a long time to get the gimmick to be this simple, and with that, oh my puppy just showed up. He likes Stasis too. But yeah, the gimmick's super simple, and with that, it allows you to perform in so many conditions where like traditional balancing effects won't let you. It's kind of like what Josh J did for Tensegrity for stage, and Parlor is what we're doing for close up.
Love it. Yeah, that's been one question, and I will just jump back in here. That's one question I have seen floating around is obviously balance, the effect from Josh J you just mentioned there. Came out within the last year, maybe a little more. And people are asking, and let's jump right in here, what's the difference, I guess, between this and balance? Because obviously there's some similarities in the effect and what it looks like, but why don't we break down what the differences is between this and that?
Yeah, so with Joshua J's balance, there's funny enough, he has a lot of different methods going on with balance, which is what makes balance such a great trick. Funny enough though, Stasis uses another type of method for a balance. It's not in balance at all. So we balance the card and the debit cards and the bills and all that using different techniques completely. It's performed in completely different environments. In no situation where you would perform Stasis, like you can't perform balance, and you can't perform balance where you can perform Stasis. So like complete polar opposites, which in the Vanishing Ink email they sent out, they actually talked about how it's actually a really good complementary effect. So if you do balance on stage, you can then do Stasis close up, and it's a super good complementing of each other like that.
Yeah, right on.
And one of the things we think is really exciting about it, and this, I think we discussed this a little bit in the trailer, but in the full performance, but this has been a product that's been developed for a little over a year now. And as it's developed, it's really been cool to see all the different things that we've been able to do with it. And so one of them that really excited people at Magic Live is that you can actually do this in the spectator's hand. So you can have them pull out their credit card or ID or whatever, and then they're holding it, and you're balancing stuff on their credit card that they're holding in their hands, and then you get to choose when it collapses, at a moment's notice. And so, as this has been developed, that was one thing that we really wanted to point out as well. That's a little bit different. Is that it's not just something the magician's doing. Obviously, you can do it and practice some different balances there, but you can also have the spectator do it in their hands, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and by demoing it so much at Magic Live, at a convention you get to perform it more times than you ever would anywhere else. Like I think realistically, we demoed it probably like 200 times, and so we got to see all the regular people at the conventions, the magicians, everybody who held their own card with the balance said it felt like it was balancing because nothing's like stuck in. That's kind of what normally you would think that something like locks in and it would feel like it's locked in, but it's not. And that's part of what makes Stasis feel so amazing. And everybody who's held it, we're kind of biased because we like know the secret, so we could never feel it for the first time. But everybody we did it for says like, wow, it really feels like it's balancing, and it feels like they're balancing it, and it feels completely unstable, which is one of the huge, but it's actually personally my favorite part about Stasis is how much motion you get while things are balancing. Everything, the ID, the playing card, whatever else you decide to cup, or everything's moving, and that's what a real balance I think would look like.
And the fun part with that too is that you can actually the balance can actually fall as you're trying it, right? So you can really play it up. Like you're trying to bounce a card, it falls, you're trying to bounce something that falls, you try to set it up, right? So you can really play it up too. There's a lot of flexibility with this gimmick, and obviously, you know, we included 2 different gimmicks for different types of balances. So yeah.
Cool. And that was actually going to be one of my next questions. Is I'm checking these out, and I'm also looking at some that have come before. In particular, over on YouTube, which is I'm going to pull that up right now. These are some of the comments that have come in. There are also some questions. I want to give you some love here. A lot of people are talking about how amazing this looks, which obviously we all know that it does. A lot of very, very positive comments. And then, of course, down here, as we move down a little bit, this is the question I wanted to jump into. This one says, in the promo, Jamper says no magnets or threads needed, no hookup required, but in the description, it says magnets and thread is included. So why don't we break down what is going on, I guess, with that? Because obviously that was a question, and I've seen it a couple times. Why don't we go ahead and get that one out of the way, too?
Okay, so yeah, no, this will be good to talk about because it was kind of a little confusion, and it's an interesting thing because people think that stasis might use magnets to accomplish the balance, which is so funny because but we can't say no magnets, and this is why, because even though there's magnets in the stasis gimmick, it's not used for any part of the balance. It's actually used for the cleanup. So it actually, after the whole trick's over, so it's like the trick ends and begins with a magnet, but it has nothing to do with the actual balancing. Technically, you don't need the magnet at all. It was just an extra feature. And we knew this would be an issue by adding the magnet in, but we thought it was such a good extra feature that it was worth it. So basically, once you're done with the stasis gimmick, everything can kind of magnet back where it needs to. It can the magnets help it be carried a lot easier, and all of that. But again, not used for the balance at all. But there are magnets, so we couldn't just say, you know, we try to be really honest in our trailers and make sure everybody knows what they're getting as much as we can, and we don't want to hide anything from anybody. So we don't want to say no magnets, and then you get something with magnets, you're like, well, that's a lie. So we didn't want to do that. And then the invisible thread, there's actually just kind of a confusing thing on the release. There's a lot going on, a lot of people working on the different descriptions and stuff, but there's actually no invisible thread for stasis, and it's not used at all. We don't touch on invisible thread because we believe that restricts your lighting conditions for this, and so we purposely stayed away from invisible thread for all things stasis. So we don't even mention invisible thread. We don't talk about invisible thread. You don't get invisible thread. So that was just kind of some kind of thing that just kind of went off. But again, so you get a magnet, but no invisible thread, and it's not needed at all for stasis.
Very good to know. Yeah, these are some of the questions, you know, that sometimes people also, they make assumptions, and they have is the world says now there's a lot of fake news when it comes to Magic stuff. So we want to make sure people understand what it is that they're actually getting or not getting with an effect, you know. So why don't we back up?
Can you say that one more time, Luke? I can't really hear the audio too well.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying that you know, that's why we try to do these things so that people, they know what they're getting when they actually purchase something, because some people make guesses that they're not even right. You know what I mean? So
right, yeah, and I think that's kind of what we've seen, and sometimes that's why, like, because it's hard to explain, but like in a Magic trailer you can have some mystery because that's kind of what you're buying is the secret. But we also hate getting burned by bad secrets. So sometimes we enjoy the tricks that are kind of obvious in nature, and then so people aren't necessarily fooled, but they understand what they're getting. But stasis just happens to be very fooling. So everybody watching speculates a lot of different ways. But all we can do is Abstract Effects is a new company. We want to make sure that every trick you get doesn't feel like a scam, because a lot of tricks do. So that's like our big thing is we're magicians, we buy magic, and that's what we never want it to feel like. So we can guarantee, like again, we can't give it away, but we guarantee you guys are going to be in love with the simplicity of the method. You're going to love the method, and it's going to work better than any other thing you could be imagining what it is. Like, we'll tell you that much. To anybody who's like, wait, what is this invisible thread? Is it loops? Is it blah, blah, blah? And then they see it and they're like, oh my gosh, that's great. And they start playing with it immediately. And they're like, this is great. And they already go off on ideas. Like, people who we were selling them to at Magic Live were already coming up to us and, like, balancing stuff on it. We have a picture. We'll have to see if we can get somebody to post it. But of a guy balancing, like, a fake hammer that looks super realistic and, like, cigarettes and all this crazy stuff. And that's within, 10 minutes of playing with it.
Love it. All right. We got some other questions coming in, too. I wanted to let the guys know that while I'm pulling other questions, we are also taking them live. So if you guys have any. Also, for all of our live viewers, I want you to know we're going to do a couple giveaways today. Let's go ahead and knock this out. If you guys want to have a chance to win Stasis, all you need to do is one thing. You need to tag a Magic Buddy right here on our Facebook page. In the comments section down there, you got to use a little @ symbol, make sure their name comes up highlighted. Tag a Magic friend. Tag someone that's maybe wanted to know more about Stasis, or maybe someone that should know about Stasis that doesn't. Tag them in the comments. I'm going to go through. We're going to hook someone up with a free copy of Stasis. If you weren't able to join us live, you also have a chance to win something from the other brothers in the Abstract Effects team, and that is Midnight Breakfast, which we'll get to a little bit later. We've talked about it before, but everyone that's watching that drops a like on this, watching now or later, has a chance to win a free copy of this too.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted to hook people up, and yeah, that's another good one. So I talked to the team, and they're like, "Okay, Luke, if you think it's something we should do it." And I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So.
Awesome.
Can't beat free Magic.
So make sure you guys tag some friends out there if you want to win a free copy of Stasis. David, I want to jump to you real quick. You know, what was the how did this all come together? I know how this is coming together with the team that helped you put it together and produce it. But for you creatively, where did Stasis come from? And I guess what's a little bit of the history on it from the creator's standpoint, because that is you. Let's hear from you.
So I've always been interested in balancing type effects. I've always kind of followed up with like new releases coming out, and I saw all these, and I didn't see one that personally fit my style or just me personally. So what I did was I sat down one day and I just brainstormed a bunch of ideas. So I have a few other balancing effects like in my own personal stash and stuff, but Stasis was definitely the one that I was the most happy with, and one that was most practical, and it hit all the key points that I wanted to hit on a balancing effect, which was borrowed objects and then also performing it in the spectator's hand and ending completely clean because it's their items, and I don't want to have to hook up anything on their items or anything. It basically narrowed down to Stasis being the best balancing effect I could think of.
Sweet. You know, again, you being the creator, different things take different amounts of time to work on, develop, and get to the point of putting out. How long did it take you from start to finish to get from this is something I like to where it's like, oh wow, this is something I could actually like release to other magicians to use?
So the idea for Stasis initially came, I'd say a couple or a few years back. And I was playing with different methods on how I wanted it to look, because I already had the visual in my head on what I wanted it to be. So I played around with a few methods, and then I'd say probably up to like a couple of years ago, I finally hit it, and that's what you guys see today. And the other brothers had the amazing idea of also including the other gimmick in the credit card gimmick, and I absolutely love that. So that was when I started talking to them about, what would you guys say, like a year ago for Stasis?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
January we had some gimmicks in hand.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Or just
But yeah, that's kind of the creative standpoint I got from that, or the process.
love it. We're showing some more of the pieces of the trailer here. I recognize that guy. Yeah, and it's fun too because this isn't just limited to card tricks. You know, it's not just a card trick. You know, that people see. You're actually able to do different things here. We saw the phone, we saw the cup. Obviously, we saw a lot of things. What do you think the craziest thing is that you have balanced using the Stasis principle here? What do you think the craziest thing is?
Ooh. I definitely say at the end of the trailer, when you see me in that banana costume, I'm balancing on a Panera's gift card, a Altoids tin, and a piece of styrofoam that we just found when we were filming.
Cool.
In the draft.
So, yeah.
All right. That's awesome. I was going to look at some of the live questions coming in. There was one that I saw that I wanted to make sure we get to in particular. Obviously, this is a funny one, but Nigel wants to know, Daryl, can it be done naked? I think in the trailer you said something about naked.
Of course it can, but you shouldn't.
Yeah.
There we go. David would like to know, is there a setup? Does one just pull this out of your pocket and perform it, or is there a little setup involved? Why don't we go ahead and knock out some of the setup on this?
Yeah, so it totally depends. This is what my favorite. Okay, so when we talk setup, it's a little. There's a couple different ways to talk about it, but the first thing being is that the spectator can literally, you say, bring out an ID or a credit card or room key or whatever, and hold it at your fingertips, and they do that, and you never have to like touch the card before they're in position. Like you can watch it, and when you see somebody holding the card in the trailer, the magician has never taken the card from them. The magician has never like done something secret with it. Like it's in their hands and it never leaves their hand ever. So there's no setup in that way. And then the stasis gimmick is a self-contained thing. So there's no actual setup that you're doing unless you want to like do a full card routine, like where you want to force the playing card and it all depends on what objects you want to do really. But in the ones you're seeing, it's as simple as I have a card, you have a card. Here's a bill, here's a box, here's whatever, water bottle, and then you just do it. So there is no like crazy hookup setup. The reset is instant. Like it could be, thanks to magnets and such, and that's why we include them, because now it's the setup and reset is not there. So it's just automatic. There, go, do it again. And again, my favorite part is that they hold their card and you never have to take it out of their hands.
Yeah, they can hold the credit card, and then you could just take your wallet straight out of your back pocket that you've been carrying all day and just balance it right on top. I think a lot of the questions for setup come from like, especially with invisible thread, like there's nothing this, if you put it in your wallet, you're ready to go. If you put it in your deck of cards, you're ready to go. You don't have to like spend some time taping something behind your ear and then wrap it around here and go through your coat. Like no setup like that.
Yeah, cool.
You literally, if you guys get when you guys get stasis, you can literally open the box, take the gimmick out. We include like a business card, instruction card, and all that. You can literally just take any one of those cards and just start your balance literally right out of the box. I mean, just open the box, take it out, boom, start balancing. So it's it's just like that.
You can even balance the stasis packaging on it.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, I think we did that with with you guys.
That's fun. I want to see some pictures of that. If you guys end up getting your hands on stasis, I want to see that. I want to see you balance the packaging and tag us, and we will be sharing that. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean that's what
That'd
we.
be awesome.
So as soon as stasis, this is actually going to be a good little plug for us too, because then we're so excited about this. We do a lot of contests and giveaways over at Abstract Effects on Instagram.
Cool.
It's abstract_effects on Instagram, and one of the ones we're so excited about that's slotted to come up is a what will you balance contest, because stasis, you can literally, like we said, hammers, styrofoam trash, Altoid tins, Panera. It's so much random stuff.
Soda cans.
So soda cans. So like we're just excited to see the absolute most crazy things that people are gonna do on Instagram, because it's such an Instagrammable trick as well, and customizable. So you might see this trick. I'm pretty sure once this releases, you guys are gonna see it 10 times on your Instagram feed of people doing different stuff. And so we're thinking about doing a contest for like most unique, and then also like physically the most items, like who can get the most stuff balanced in one go. So it's gonna be fun to see all those pictures and stuff, and we'll have to share those around.
Sounds good. And don't forget, guys, if you're just joining us, if someone tagged you, and that's why you're here now, we're also doing a giveaway right here. If you want to also be entered to win a free copy of Stasis, all you need to do is tag a friend, tag a magician friend. Make sure to do the @ sign and their name's highlighted. You could tag them and say, hey, watch this, or hey, check this out, whatever. But just tag a magic buddy that's out there and let them know what's going on. Stasis is pretty new to the market, so some people may not have even heard of it yet. So let's make sure we get the word out and let people know about the good stuff. Yeah. Also, if you guys can't join us live, because that's a live giveaway, we're also doing a giveaway for their other effect, or other new effect. It's been out for a little while now. Midnight Breakfast. All you got to do is drop a like on this, and you're automatically entered. We'll announce the winner for that on Friday, before the weekend gets here. Here's a question from Pablo. The effect looks great, but one question, is it close-up only, or is it possible to do this in parlor? Are there angle restrictions for that? So why don't we talk about, this is a good question, it's twofold. Can it just be close-up and also angles? Why don't we knock both of those out at the same time here?
Yeah, so angles is a weird one with this trick, because performing angles, like, you're good. You're basically set for like 180, but then you can also like do a full 360 and show everything. So it's this weird thing where you don't want to have people behind you while you're performing stasis, like just standing there behind you, which they shouldn't be standing behind you really anyways. But as long as you're in motion and doing this 360, you can be showing everybody everything all the way around. And so that's why the angle question is a little hard to answer specifically. But for a parlor situation, this would be your angle proof because nobody's sitting behind you unless you're playing an arena, and then I would recommend not doing stasis.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. You can even see in the trailer too, just to Daryl's point of motion, right in the beginning, he actually does like a 360 pirouette. So again, yeah, like Daryl said, if you're in motion, you're fine. Just getting the balance. You probably don't want someone directly behind you.
Yeah, like right here.
Right
See,
here.
so you can totally show everybody can see everything from behind, like you're fine. And then yeah, just the main thing is because you are doing like some thumb motions and different things to make stuff work, and you just don't want somebody just standing right there. But everywhere else, above, below, and really this works as an amazing like intimate effect as well because like a lot of times when we got better reactions is one-on-one when people were using all their one barred objects from one person, and it was getting great reactions.
Wait, so you're telling me here that this is not real magic? What?
Yeah.
What?
One day we'll come on the show and be like, it's real magic.
All your questions mean nothing because it is real magic.
Yeah. It may not be $50 though.
Yeah, but the setup of real magic is kind of long because you have to like light the candles and
do all the chants.
What about the other part of that? Is this something you could also play to a bigger crowd? He was asking if it's close-up only, or could you do it possibly in a parlor situation? Could you do that? Could you make this play in like to a bigger crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do like Noah, our friend Noah. He performs this both table hopping, and he also does it on stage with him when he does the stage shows. So this definitely plays from a bigger crowd, and it can also play to a really small crowd, like we were talking about.
Great. Let me see here. I'm just looking through some other. Oh, this is someone's wishing you well on your engagement as well, Nicholas.
Awesome, thanks.
We'd also like to know, though, when are we going to see this mid-air card vanish? I know you've been doing this at conventions here and there. Any?
Oh my God! Don't do it, Luke. Just know that we love Murphy's magic so much.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Okay.
So much.
So that was it's definitely a big hype trick. I've done it at like every convention I've been at. People have seen it on social media. That is something that Abstract Effects is producing, the gimmick and the packaging. It's on its way. It is actually going to be released exclusively with Penguin Magic.
Okay.
Because, as most people know, I did work for them for a couple of years, so there was a lot of projects that I was developing with them. But the good news is it will be available for everybody soon enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So within a couple months here, right?
That's fair.
Hopefully.
Hopefully
God
a
willing.
couple months, God willing.
Okay.
A couple months, anywhere from 2 to 12.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
So it is coming. There's just been some hiccups along the way, but when it does get here, it'll be a quality product. And with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to do it too. So.
All right. Good to know.
On a positive note, though, we are going to be releasing through Murphy's Nicholas's. I don't know if I can. I think I say this right.
You can whisper it. Oh, go for it. Go for it.
We are going to be releasing Nicholas's color changing card, which we're really excited about. It had come out a few years ago as kind of like a download, but Nicholas has actually been he updated it, revamped the whole thing, and is actually physically producing these gimmicks. So you can literally just pull it out and do it right out of packaging. We'll talk about that later when it's ready, but we will be seeing a couple more things from Nicholas Lawrence here in the next few months.
Good. Everyone wins there, man. That's good news. All right. With stasis, Peter wants to know, is there any weight, how much weight can you put on this, or is it lighter objects? It is shown in the trailer you're doing this with different objects, but I guess how heavy could you go? Let's base it maybe on a deck of cards. Everyone knows what a deck of cards kind of feels like.
Yeah, so the weight restriction is more limited to the objects that are balancing up to it. Like when Daryl and I were playing with it, we were getting the bottom credit card, to bow like almost to 90-degree angle.
All right.
At which point it doesn't look magic anymore because it's like, okay, clearly these things are held up some other way, and this card is like bowing under the weight of it. So basically, any realistic weight you can balance, but if you start putting like a dumbbell from the gym on it, like it's going to be given away because that bottom credit card is going to just snap.
Okay.
Yeah, because Nicholas, master gimmick builder over here, like made this gimmick intricate. So when you see the gimmick, like I said, it's simple, but there's some inner workings that no one's ever going to see.
You should peel it open to see how it works and then buy enough for it to perform it.
Bad idea.
But if you did that, you would see like the most intricate setup of this thing that keeps it from ever having an issue with being broken. Really, I mean, there's other ways you can break it, but it won't be from weight. And there's other, like Daryl said, there's other factors that get in the way of the weight. But yeah, it's just kind of deciding what you want to do and how good. And the other thing is as you get further along in this balances, it actually starts to require some skill of balancing actually on your end. Like you have to have a steady hand, not to begin with, not to see what you see in the trailer, but if you start getting really crazy, then you do have to start kind of practicing and have a steady hand and see how you can control the different weighted objects. If you want to do water bottles or multiple water bottles, like you're gonna have to like play with that and actually practice those things because it will require some balancing skill.
But on the download, we teach how to build it. So if you want to custom build one out of steel, and like use a steel lower credit card and a steel selected playing card and a steel this, like now your limit is how heavy can you hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is another good point. It is, although the gimmicks are pre-made, because we do teach how to make them, you could really get pretty creative with if you are kind of that craftsy person. We always like to include the pre-made gimmicks, but also in almost every product we've ever released, we teach you how to make your own so that you can really customize this to get even more creative than what you see in the videos that you guys have seen about stasis.
I hope somebody makes a steel stasis.
And I'm glad you answered that too, Max, because a lot of people these days, they want to know when they buy something, is it something that's already made or do I have to put it together myself? You answered that. I'll let you answer it again. With stasis, you get what?
So with stasis, you're going to get 2 fully built gimmicks.
Right.
Those are used for different balancing effects. So like we said earlier, it is the minute you get the package and open it up, you can start performing it. This is a practice that we've held for all of our releases so far with Abstract Effects, and will continue to do so. Everything that you buy from us, produced by Abstract Effects, will come fully built, ready to go. And in most cases where it's practical or makes sense, we teach you how to make your own. And so sometimes, that's for customization, whatever.
Customishness.
Yeah. Because some people want it to be, very unique to them, or they have a very specific style or whatnot. So, we never release anything that's DIY, craft project, nothing like that. Everything that you buy from us is a fully built product. So, with Stasis, you get 2 fully built gimmicks. You only need 1 for any effect. But if you want to do some different effects, which we explain, like Daryl said in the explanation video, you have options. You can even move from one balancing effect right into another one,
or do like a combo and use both.
Yeah,
we kind of play with that a little bit. And then also we can't tell any details on this, but you get a little bag of something, and it is used for like a small bit of stasis. Like it was just kind of like a bonus, like one of those value adders that we think takes it to another level of just like cleanliness overall. But once you see it and once you know what it's for, like you will be able to use this in like a million other magic things, and it's just basically the best version of whatever this stuff is in this little bag.
We gave you 20 times more than you could possibly need
for stasis, yeah.
so that you can use it for other tricks.
So you can use it for other stuff, because I think I think most people are using this stuff, and then this will just literally replace that stuff for you. So we can't say any more of that, but you guys are going to enjoy the little extra bonus, and we just put a lot in each package so you guys could have some.
All right, sounds good. I know we're talking so much about stasis here, and obviously, David, this is your debut effect, but I want to take a moment as well to give a little love to one of the other brothers' latest releases too. Midnight Breakfast. Again, we're doing a giveaway for this, guys. This is, in effect, I'll let them tell you more about in just a moment. But if you want to win a free copy, all you need to do, whether you're watching this live or later, is drop a like on this post. And everyone that does so is entered automatically to win a free copy. I will announce the winner this Friday, so if you're just joining us, make sure to drop a like, and you are automatically entered to win that. And we'll announce that before the weekend gets here. So what exactly is Midnight Breakfast, guys? If no one's seen it, I know that the trailer's out there and all that. Why don't we summarize it in a quick couple sentences if people haven't heard about it before? Because it is a great effect.
All right, Jamber. So we talked about stasis. You got to summarize Midnight Breakfast.
Hey,
Are
there
you
you
talking
go.
about Midnight Breakfast now?
Yeah, you got to summarize it.
Okay, the best summary is am I allowed to say the OTL?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an out to lunch principle. Basically, the best way I can put it is with no cover. So it's used with dollar bills, but it can be customized to basically any paper or plastic currency, right, guys?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you can do like torn corner effects, where you can make the torn corner actually switch places with another bill inside the spectator's hand. You can make stuff appear on the bill. You can make stuff disappear on the bill. Did I do it justice, guys?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Actually, that was impressive.
Yes.
With out to lunch, you magicians are watching this likely know that usually you have to cut business card in half. And now we're doing it with money, so you may not want to cut your money in half. That's okay, because with Midnight Breakfast, you don't cut anything.
And it works with all currencies.
Sweet. Speaking of abstract effects, your different products here, because we're talking about a couple different ones. Nigel wants to know, are TV rights all good with your effects? Let's just do that as a blanket statement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Always.
Yep.
Any abstract effects, you bought it, you do it.
Yep, do it on TV, YouTube, the gram, whatever.
That's gonna be, I'm the vet. That's gonna be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life is withholding TV rights. You are dumb if you do it. Every single one of you that
Ooh,
does
shots
it,
fired.
you're dumb. Like
Wow.
you're releasing a magic trick that you're selling to somebody that like it would never ever hold up in court. You could never fight somebody for TV rights. If you sell a magic trick and people buy it, they can do it wherever they want.
That's
Ignore everybody's TV rights. It's not real. They'll never be able to sue you. It's not a real thing. And also, why wouldn't you want people doing their magic on TV? Like that's like the best advertisement
Unless
in
it
the world.
sucks.
And it's like the best prover ever. So, anyways, rant over.
Daryl, I just have one question. Tell me what you really think. Oh, man. So we're going to start to wrap this up. Again, guys, Stasis is now available worldwide. I got to be honest with you all. This has been one of the top sellers on a lot of the Magic websites. So I know that quantities are pretty limited now, and that's not me trying to get you to rush out. It's the truth because I'm looking at stats. However, I think the next shipment is on its way to Murphy's sometime in the near future. Do you have an idea of when that might happen? Because I know we're getting really close to running out of the original run of these.
Yeah, so we've been really working closely with Jacob and Chris and the team over in Sacramento up at Murphy's. So we're trying to get we have like a little shipment going out this week, and then after that, it's a little bit of a wait. It may be 2 or 3 weeks until anything else comes of it, even up to 4 weeks for kind of a larger order. But we're working really closely to make sure that everyone who wants them can get them. But definitely, make sure that you get your orders in fairly soon because it will be a while after this next replenishment that anyone's able to get anymore, even us.
Yeah, so we're running out as well, and we've been we're literally as soon as this stops, we're gonna go figure out what we can do. We're kind of in panic mode. We knew it was gonna be a hit, but we didn't realize it was gonna be at this level, which I'm sure Jamber's happy about. We're stoked about, but. Also, we just want to keep up with the demand because this is a good trick, and we want to get on it while it's still hype with everybody and make sure everybody who wants one gets one. So again, we never say this about any product unless it's completely true. Is if you are thinking about getting and you want it, buy it sooner than later because they are sold out. We're planning sold out. We are rushing to try and get as many units as possible. We got all hands on deck right now. So
yeah. I was up until 2 a.m. last night packaging up a few units to send to Jacob overnight. So. We're definitely very close to running out of Stasis altogether for probably about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now. So definitely get your orders in if you want them because there's not going to be much time left to do that for a while. You don't want to get left behind on all the Instagram posts.
Agree with that. Let's jump to one last question. It's a very quick one because if someone is on the fence about this, my buddy John would like to know, can beginners use this? So why don't we knock out the difficulty level and then we'll wrap it up and let you guys get out of here. Can beginners use stasis?
Go for it, Jamber.
Most definitely. The gimmick, the way it's made, it does. I will say, it does take a little bit of practice, especially getting everything right in the spectator's hands. But it's nothing that someone can't accomplish. It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah,
Like less than an hour of practice, you can
Oh,
get it.
I mean,
Oh,
for
yeah.
a few minutes, yeah.
yeah. It just depends. It's like if you're doing it in your own hand, like Max said, you'll once you see the first 3 minutes of the video, you're like, got it, and you can start playing with yourself. And then, like you said, it does involve. It's cool because it goes from the basis beginner to then you can go more advanced in the spectator's hands, which like Daryl's like probably an hour of practice, and you'll get that down. And then you can go to where it takes like lots of practice and build something crazy. So like whatever skill level you're at, you're going to be able to do this. And what's funny is this doesn't rely on any traditional Magic skills.
Mhm.
Like I would say not one skill here is truly traditionally
You
Magic.
don't need to know how to do a Pharaoh Shuffle and cop a card and do no.
Yeah, it's actually as you progress into the harder stuff, it's actually just a skill, like a regular non-Magic skill. And so yeah, beginners will have fun, and you'll be able to keep progressing, and your balances will get crazier and crazier.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. We want to make sure these guys know everything that they want to know before they go ahead and pull the trigger. So definitely appreciate that. And all the great questions from you guys. Of course, as always, if you have any other questions along the way after this, you can always drop them, and we'll do our best to get in there and answer those for you too. But for now, I'm going to let the boys go. I want to give a big special thank you to David. I hope that you're a new name on the scene that we're going to see more of over time. So any confirmation about new things after this down the pipeline, maybe.
I got a few things in the works. I'll just put it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And I'm not even going to ask the question to the other guys because I already know that answer. So
got
Yeah.
plenty coming from Abstract.
sweet. All right, boys. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And congrats to you, David, on your debut. It seems to be a good one. So
Yeah,
definitely looking
thank
forward
you. I
to-
appreciate it.
And thank you guys for everybody who's watching and tuning in to watch these things, like
asking questions.
and asking questions. Like you guys are amazing, and seriously, like we couldn't do this, and we do this for you guys and because of you guys, and we're literally owe everything to all of you guys, all the fans and all the people, and just thank you guys so much.
Any plans
Thank you.
on a private Facebook group? That was something that someone was wanting to know too. After the fact, the people can connect with any of the effects that you guys have released. Any groups that you might have for any of the effects, or just as a blanket for abstract effects?
So,
Yeah, so we do have a public Facebook group that's just Abstract Effects. You can find us Abstract Effects Magic. We have started trying to do some private Facebook groups. We have one for Minute Breakfast.
Okay.
We don't currently have one for Stasis. I think something that we're starting to move into is trying to have, like you said, kind of more of a broader Facebook presence, for interaction. But I mean, if you guys do have any questions or want to share ideas or anything like that, there's a bunch of ways you could reach us. magic@abstracteffects.com. Instagram, we're at abstract_effects. Facebook, we're Abstract Effects Magic. So a bunch of ways you can reach out to us. If you want to reach out specifically to Nicholas Lawrence or the other brothers, they also have their own Instagrams, Facebooks, whatnot. Nobody ever wants to talk to me, so don't even worry about it.
I like talking to you, Max. Don't worry.
Jamber, yeah, I talk to very few people really, but and then obviously Jamber, you can check him out at Just Jamber on Instagram.
yeah, and if we do start a Stasis private group, then we will get that out on all of our channels to let you know that it exists.
And if you guys are coming up with tricks that you want a private Facebook group, then let us know through all those channels too, and we'll just start it up.
Yeah, we're happy to do whatever it takes to make sure that you guys have what you need and all the resources and any kind of communication or sharing ideas. So.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. You guys got it all covered from the sound of it, as always. So, all right, boys. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you run. I'm going to announce the winners here in just a moment. So stay tuned for that, guys. But I'm going to let these boys go. So I will catch you all next
I
time.
hope I won.
Good luck.
Lots of love, guys.
See ya.
All right. See you guys. All right, my friends. Big special thank you, of course, to David Jamber, the creator of Stasis, for joining us, and also to the other brothers, and Max, and of course Nicholas Lawrence. None of those guys need an introduction. You know who they are. I do want to announce the winners for the live giveaway. Anyway, again, if you're just joining us, we're going to do a giveaway for a free copy of Stasis, the thing we've just been talking about today. All we need you to do is tag a friend, tag a Magic Buddy, let them know what's going on over here. I'll give you another minute to do that. It'll give me a chance to tell you about something else that we're up to. But if you want to win a free copy of that, all you need to do is drop just tag a friend in the comments. All you got to do the @ symbol, let them know what's going on. While you're doing that, I want to let you know that tomorrow we will be joining you live sometime, probably in the afternoon here, around this time, from the Genie Convention. We've got some of our team members there that are flying in. I think Titanus was getting in this afternoon, or might be there now. They're going to join us from the convention, give you a little peek at what's going on over there. So I think on your feed here on the chat section, there's some turn live notifications on. Hit that button so the next time we do go live, you will know about it. Maybe it'll be tomorrow you'll see us popping up. I've got some other fun guests coming down the pipeline too, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to now pop over to the chat here. I'm going to do a quick refresh. I'm going to announce the live winner. If you want to have a second chance to win if you're watching live, or if you're watching this later, all you need to do is drop a like on this post, and you're entered to win a free copy of Midnight Breakfast from the other brothers. So doing all kinds of giveaways. And going forward, we're doing giveaways on every single show. So if you want to have a chance to win some free Magic, try to join us live, or you can always watch later, but we'll do live giveaways as well. So here we go. I'm going to pop down here to the list and take a look and see who we will pick as our winner today. So here we go. See a few last entries. So I'll refresh one more time. Give you guys a chance to tag another friend or two. Here we go. All right. And as a reminder, don't forget we do go live every Wednesday. Same place, same time, New Pacific. Starting in about 2 weeks, we'll be live at the same time on Facebook and on YouTube. I figured out how to do it finally, so we'll be going live on both platforms. So if you want to join us over there instead, you'll be able to do that. All right. So let's get these comments popping up here. Of course, you guys have been doing what we asked. Just tag a friend. That's all you had to do. So here we go. I'm going to pull up the comments here. And the first comment that I'm seeing pop up is a guy named Dwight Baldwin. He tagged his friend John Luna. So I think, again, the name was Dwight Baldwin. So Dwight, I'm going to pop your comment up here on the screen. There you are. He tagged his friend right there, John Luna. So Dwight Baldwin, drop me a direct message, a private message here on Facebook. I'll get all your details, and we'll get you a free copy of Stasis sent out. Congratulations. That's how we do it around here. Again, for all you other friends out there that are joining us, you want to win something, all you got to do is drop a like, and we will pick the winner for that on Friday for Midnight Breakfast. If you guys haven't seen it, watch the trailer. There's so much you can do with this principle. It is great. The other brothers are great. And you guys are great, as always, for joining us. Appreciate the support, the feedback, and congrats to our winners. And congrats to David Jamber on his debut release, Stasis. Awesome stuff. All right. So that's it for me, guys. I'll be back next week. Actually, I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll be here on the regular day next week. Thank you, guys, and we will catch you next time. All right? See ya.